studying the same Japanese Buddhist maps a lot, the 19th century maps and some 12th century maps. So let's see. Not sure what I covered in my last video exactly, but I don't think I covered this island here. Well, let's see. Basically, I seem to have determined that the Enma-O, who is the god of hell in Buddhist cosmology, it's the Japanese name for him, that he is, at least in this avatar shown in this 19th century Japanese map, he seems to be primarily based on Kupreanof Peninsula in Alaska. So, like, I was thinking he was something inland, but now I realize he's probably mostly this. I mean, maybe he's entirely this, but it seems like he might have some other iterations in the area. So Kupreanof Peninsula is like a smaller peninsula that sticks out of the Alaskan peninsula. And so, yeah, I'm trying to see. It's kind of hard to know exactly what the eyes are. But, you know, something in there like, so yeah, this is an island in Alaska that Jacob Island. So I think it's this ghost in this Japanese hellscape from the 1800s. And I think this is his face. This is like his nose and eyes and mouth and chin. And then this is one of, this is, I guess, his hands out in front of him. I'm not sure where his other hand is. But yeah. Other hand could be like some part of the topography as well here, or a separate island, but I couldn't really find a separate island for it. So yeah, this is the Japanese Buddhist hellscape, hell spells. So it refers to all the different realms. This is not technically hell. I mean, it's a weird gray area. It's the realm of hungry spirits. So, but in this, they say there are some of them, they have, some are demons called the kettle something, which are twice the size of a man. They have neither faces nor eyes, and their legs and or hands and feet are without fingers and toes, like the legs of a tripod. So it could be that this is one or even two of the tripod demons with these weird like prongs sticking out. Yeah, this is like an underwater shape near like this is Hawaii. So this could actually be like the shark that Polynesians used to navigate, and they saw it as a constellation, but it may have also been represented as this. Like in Australian cosmology, constellations often have their earthly counterparts. This is an island somewhere. this could be a hungry ghost. This is like right next to Kamchatka Peninsula in Siberia. And so, because this hungry ghosts usually have a big belly, they often have one or more arms going back that they're leaning back on. And then they have a skinny neck, and they're usually their mouths are open or something. So there is kind of like a face there, you could say. And then that would be like the hair, because they also often have weird hair that sticks out. I mean, otherwise looks kind of more like a whale or something, but it's near the other starving spirits, so it might have been seen as one of them. This is another island near the Aleutians that might have also been seen as a starving spirit and has similar shape, like the belly and the skinny neck and the head, and maybe the arms behind it to lean on. This is probably a starving spirit, and it might have a bird on its head, like eating its head, like one of the starving spirit paintings. And then this looks like a person being eaten by a bird as well. But I'm not sure how they represented those for exactly. So it could be that the starving spirit realm is not just the Aleutian Islands, but also the Kuril Islands between Japan and Siberia. And because they're basically part of the same land formation geologically, they're basically like a continuation of the Aleutians. And some of them do have similar shapes due to being volcanic islands. And the fact that the starving spirit realm is said to be 500 yojanas below the earth, and then also some of the starving spirits are said to be 1,000 yojanas high. So everybody disagrees what is a yojana, but if this is like the distance between this and that could be, like, it seems like it has to be close, because for something to be half as far from Afro-Eurasia, the Earth, the human world, as as the tallest Aleutian mountain, then it can't be like miles and miles. Like a lot of people say that that a yojana is like 5 miles or 4 miles or something. But if so, then you couldn't have 1,000 yojana tall Aleutian, because I mean, it seems like a lot of the uses of yojana were much smaller measurements. So it could just be referring to this as being the first starving spirit. And then this is, I think, mainland Japan, Hokkaido. So yeah, it could be referring to that as being only that far below the earth, quote unquote. This may be a starving spirit as well. It's Bolshevik Island in Russia. I just pasted the top of it to the side because it seems like sometimes they have these avatars where the face sticks up. But, in the text, it says that the starving spirit realm is 2 realms, like one realm between the world and the underworld, like, the 500 yojanas below the earth realm. And the other one is between the human realm and the Deva realm. So the Deva realm is probably Greenland. So this is between Russia and Greenland. So this is Rutok Island. So I think that it's these things, it's like a box, it kind of has this square shape. And then it has, you know, some kind of shapes that could be this person in here, but it's hard to see. But I think this dog is here, like the dog's face is here, and the dog's tail is up here. And then this, I think, is like this blanket hanging out. So yeah, it's a pretty small island, but it's one of the Eastern Aleutians. So this seems to be the configuration of the weighing scene in the 19th century Japanese hellscape. So it seems that like this guy, he's in this little thing, which is probably this thing here, and then but he's like flipped around. They flip people around a lot, so his head is here and his hand is there, as opposed to here he's flipped this way. And then this side is this guy, and I think he's looking straight up, so this is his nose right here, and then his arm, I'm guessing this is his arm, like going down into here, but it's a weird arm either way. And then this rock here is like right here. And then this part is that part. This part is probably this part. And then this part is likely this part here, or like something in here. So that's like also a peninsula that sticks out of the Alaskan peninsula. This is one of the 12th century Japanese Buddhist maps. This is the Hungry Ghost realm again, the Starving Spirit realm. Akun Island as a hungry ghost in a 12th century Japanese Buddhist painting. So, like the main things you can see with this guy are like the back of his jaw there, you know, is like right here. And then it has like a weird little wart on it or something there, which is probably this. And then he has kind of a pointy chin, and then he's like kind of smiling. So I think smile is in there. So a lot of this is not super visible on Google Earth, but this is what they give us. And then probably his ears, something in here, and his hair probably includes like all this stuff and this stuff. And yeah. Here's Emna. Oh shit, I wrote it wrong. Emna-O. I gotta delete this. Getting dyslexified. Delete photo. Delete it. Okay. All right. So yeah, Enma-O. So merry old soul. So yeah, he's the god of hell. He's not like Satan, because Satan is like the enemy of the, I don't know. Satan is like evil, I guess, but Enma is just the god of hell. So it's his job to like torture people in hell, which makes a lot more sense than Satan being evil, but then torturing people for being evil. You know, that's because Christianity is a mix of like 5 religions, so it's not consistent. All right, so this is the text about this realm in the 19th century, Illustrated Essentials of Rebirth. So, chapter 1, the realm of hungry spirits. The realm of hungry spirits consists of 2 places. One of these is situated 500 yojanas below the earth. This is the world of King Enma. So Enma is another way to say Enma. They call him Enma-O, Enma-O, or just Emma or Enma. And it's just a Japanese version of Yama, and which I think is Yema in Iran in the Zoroastrian tradition. But anyway, so this is the starving spirit realm. The hungry ghost realm is these Aleutian Islands. This is the biggest and the easternmost of the Aleutian Islands. But I think the hungry spirit realm also includes these islands here, and which are part of the Aleutian borough, even though they're not considered Aleutian Islands, I don't think. But so it makes sense that this is King Emma's world, because King Emma, the Kupreanof Peninsula, is right here, and then these islands are here. So how's it going? And so yeah, there's maps like this from all over the world, like at Göbekli Tepe near the Euphrates River. There are symbolic maps like this of America that show, like, at least north of the equator on Pillar 43 in Enclosure D. And that's in Turkey, like near the Syrian border. So this one says, so this realm is situated 500 yojanas below the earth. So that means below the upper world, which is Afro-Eurasia. So this is in King Emma's world. The second place is situated between the human realm and the realm of heavenly beings. So I think that means Iceland. I think Iceland is also one of these hungry spirits, and it looks a lot like this too. And some of the other islands that are between Eurasia and Greenland, because I think Greenland is the realm of the heavenly beings, also called devas. The beings in the realm of hungry spirits have many shapes. So the fact that they start out saying that they have many shapes is a good indication of what this whole system is about. It's about shapes of islands. Many shapes and forms, but I shall mention only a few of them. There are, for example, some whose bodies are only 1 foot in height, others with bodies about the same size as human beings, while there are others whose form is 1,000 yojanas in height. Some are like snow-peaked mountains. So that's like this one here. This is Great Sitkin Island. Seems to be this hungry spirit, and its belly is a snow-peaked mountain, and its moobs are also snow-peaked mountains. And Unamak here's belly is also a snow-peaked mountain, even though it's weirdly distended, overly distended, even more than the others. But that's because he's a starving spirit, I guess, because when you're starving, your belly gets distended. So yeah, this is like, it doesn't show the bird. I think that's a separate island, but this is like this guy, and with his hand up there, his head there, his belly, and whatnot. So these are probably all starving spirits, and also some demons torturing them and stuff. So yeah, this just labels King Emma there, and Unamak there, and the Alaskan Peninsula, which King Emma is part of, and Unamak is the first island after. So this is like a configuration of the Kupreanof Peninsula. So I wrote mainland because there's also a Kupreanof Peninsula in Alaska that's on Kodiak Island. So I guess Kupreanof was probably an early Russian, pioneer or whatever explorer there, because Alaska was like Russian, for a little while or for a while. Um, so yeah, so it's like his face and his hat are both retrograde, but his hat is retrograde left to right, and his face is retrograde top to bottom. Um, so this square thing on top is this square thing. The two bumps, I think, are like, there's one here, and I think the other one is like here. Then number 2, this thing sticking out is right there. Number 3, this cord that hangs down, it's shown like it like stops right before the 3. Like that's a broken line. The reason the line is broken is because it just hangs down. This like part of it just hangs down and stops right there. So that's why it stops there. Number 4 is the cord on the other side. So on the other side, the cord is delineated by topography on the bottom and the top. And then number 5 is the tip of this pointy hat skewer thing. Number 6 is his chin. So the fact like the peninsula is kind of wide here, I think that's why he has this weird hair, because that's where all this hair is, So this is this one again. Whatever this island was called. Wait, it should say it there, right? Akuna Matata. So yeah, I feel like I can see the mouth like here pretty well, but it might include this under here too. This may be another iteration of Enma, because it has a lot of overlap and it's nearby. It's in the same area. It's also on the Alaskan Peninsula. So if so, then, 1 would be like this band here. 2 would be his eye. 3 and 5, these parts sticking out could be this earring. It could be that this earring is kind of retrograde, and instead of being just looped on this side, it's just looped on this side, and there's no other side of it. So it's just sticking out there and sticking out here with the nose in between, number 4. Then number 7, or let's see, number 6 is the mouth. Number 7 is the chin, the front of the chin. Number 8 is the back of the chin. Number 9 is the kind of further along the jaw. Number 10 is the earring. It's the circular island right here. And then his hair would maybe be also represented in this bay or whatnot. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm leaning towards this, but it's in some ways it's more anthropomorphic than the other one, other than these 2 weird little nodules. This is probably not correct, but they do kind of look similar. Yeah. So this is the hell nerd, basically me. It's like I think he's the only person in hell with glasses on, and he's basically the scribe for the god of hell, like Enma. I don't know if this guy has a name or not, but it seems that his one ear is here, Then he has this hat with these two weird square like things on there. So that seems to be these two things. Then the other ear. And then this shape, this white shape right there could be this shape up here. I don't know. And then, let's see. These two, I think, are the two glasses, basically. I couldn't really like fit the numbers in the same way, but I think like, yeah, this is one glass and this is the other glass, and then this, snowy part between them or ridge or whatnot is like the center of the glasses. 7, I think this is the nose. Then 8, I think the mouth is here, although it's very hard to really see exactly how it's supposed to be. Definitely not as anthropomorphic as Enma-O. So this is showing the realm of hungry spirits and how King Enma, they're in King Enma's world. And there are just all these islands going basically all the way to Siberia, to Kamchatka. And hungry ghost realm. So this seems to be his earring. So this part, this is kind of shrunk down here compared to how long it really is, but 1 would be that, 2 would be this thing, then 3. Well, this one I wasn't really sure, like whether, like there's a little round island there that I thought might be that. There's also a little like peninsula thing, headland, that seems like it could be related. But then I was realizing that it's more likely that this one is this shallow area and that it's separated from the bigger circle by this shallow area. So this is like a deeper area. This is like a shallow area. So it kind of forms like a separate pool, which is more or less round. So yeah, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. But it's like set higher up. So just as the face is upside down, the earring is set higher up than it would have to actually be. That's the same thing again, just showing this again, this shallow area and then this deeper area. And here's Kupreanof Peninsula again. So it's like, so yeah, his face is upside down. So even though his face is upside down, it still looks like a face more or less, even upside down. Like his chin just becomes like a massive brow ridge, and yeah, it just becomes like a weirder face. But they, the way they depicted it is based on its upside down form. This is the form of it upside down. Because this is basically with south up, and this is with north up. And this is the Alaskan Peninsula that it's sticking out of. So, there's like darkness underneath, beyond this floor area. So the darkness is probably water. So it could be, it's either the water on the other side of the whole peninsula, or it's just this like bay right here. Yeah. So this is Egg Island. So this is nearby Enma-O, and she's like bowing down to him, I think. So, her hair, a lot of times if they have black hair, it means it's water. I mean, it's often shallow areas, but so I'm thinking like it just shows her face like this. So I think that's just her face right here, surrounded by black water, black hair. And then this is like her hand, but her face is turned. So here it's turned this way, here it's actually turned the other way. Then her hand is here, her elbow is shit, I don't know. There's something in there. Maybe it's like here or further up. Maybe it's like right there. And then, yeah. Then this other elbow, I'm guessing, is down here. And then her boob is right there. And her crease in her belly is like right here, I think. And then she's got like a big butt over here, and there's kind of like a weird, it like sticks out and little point, and then it curves around. So I think that's this point right there. And then, yeah, this is all just that stuff in there. And the hair may also include some of these dark areas in there. I'm not sure. And some kind of shallow areas that stick out of there, maybe the hair as well. So yeah, this one, Jacob Island. So it seems that like this is his hands, at least one of his hands, probably this one. And this is his nose, chin, mouth, eye. This guy here, he looks a lot like this guy. So they could be twins, or even maybe somehow two iterations of the same figure. This one seems to be him. And so, yeah, it seems to be that this is his chin, actually. And this board is like going from there to there. And then the rest of him back here is like the rest of his body somehow. So, yeah, here's his face. It's kind of weird, but he has like a long ass weird chin. And then the chin is like broken up there, like that cord on Emma's hat. So it shows that it's like some weird topography. So I think the breaking part is like right there between like here and there. And then the nose seems to be this part, and the eye, the rest of it is pretty hard to suss out. I'm sure either one of these lines is probably incorporated, maybe both. This is him again. I mean, it's hard to see the nose. Like this is from just a 2D bird's eye view, whereas the other one is 3D a little bit to see the nose a little better. But yeah, at least the chin is pretty evident. And maybe kind of, it has the chin and then an indent and then the lower lip and then the mouth. So there's the indent here. So the mouth, I think, is in there. Yeah, so this is lame because it's covering it up, but at least you can kind of see the nose. And then I guess he's frowning, so that might include part of this orangey part. There's probably a river or something. And this line is probably this line under his eye. And then this line from his nose, probably this or something there. And then he has these double lines there, so that probably relates to this, some line here, and or, yeah, through there. There's some different contours. This is her just fleshing out details, like basically that's her face, her nose, eye, mouth, chin. Number 2, this is her hand over here, including these fingers. 3 is this elbow here. So everything is flipped backwards except her face in this one. 4 is her nipple. And then 5 is this crease in her belly. So she may be another iteration of the woman who's shown kind of throughout, or there's at least female ghosts throughout these hellscapes and stuff that look very similar. This is my new Facebook profile picture. This is Akutan. So I think this is him with this big hair sticking back and stuff. But his body might be retrograde because this arm might actually be this peninsula instead of whatever that is. Like, I think it is. Like, I think this is his thumb somehow. And yeah. That's my guess. This, I think, this is Rutok and Avatanak and Rutok. So Rutok seems to be the box and the dog and the corpse and the blanket. And then Avatanak seems to be the pole. I'm guessing it's the pole and some of these things, like these 2 things might be like these things, and you know, this like little pot there might be like this thing right here or this thing here. So yeah, guessing they did stuff like that with it. This is a close-up of Rutok of the dog. So it's like they show the dog's tail and nose pointing the same direction and close to each other, but not quite as close as they actually are, because I think this is the dog's mouth. I call him Spot because he has like spots. And then this is the tail here. So I think the spots are these like lagoons or whatnot on his face. So this is Akun. And so, you know, the knee is pretty distinctive, sticking out. I'm not sure if this foot is this or something, might be something in here. This might be like his belly and or the skull that he's holding. I think this is his head that I showed before, and then I think this is his arm and may also include the bones he's holding. I'm not sure. So the skull, I don't know. The skull could either be this or this or this or this. Kind of, I mean, this looks kind of more like a skull, but honestly, I'm not sure. It could be this. Yeah. Enma-O. The god of hell. So yeah, it's hard to see the eyes, and a lot of the details, like you can kind of see some of the teeth and the mouth a little bit there. And they have the part where this other line comes and touches the chin, and it's right where there's like this wart on the chin, basically. So it's kind of showing that. And then this dark, like upside down triangle is like the tooth, it seems to be. It's like a mountain ridge, etc. And then this line here seems to be like this line up here. So yeah, this line, 1, 2, the eye, 3, the nose, 4, the mouth, 5, the chin, 6, the tooth, 7, this thing, and then 8, the hoop of the earring. So this seems to be the cosmos in Buddhism, like that basically there's the Afro-Eurasia, the human world, Africa, Europe, and Asia, the upper world, and then the underworld being America, and then the hungry ghost realm being between Alaska and Siberia on this side, and then between Europe and or Eurasia and Greenland on this side. And then the seas are the animal realms, or the animal realm. And then it seems that Greenland is the Deva realm, the upper sky gods, and then Antarctica is the Asura realm, the lower sky gods, the sky gods that are retrograde. Stars that are retrograde. So yeah, the hungry ghost realm is potentially from Alaska all the way to Japan. I mean, I'm not really sure, but I think there's a good chance of that. There's at least 50% chance, I would say. Or I don't know, at least 48%. Underworld, that's America. And of course, from American cosmology, Afro-Eurasia is the underworld and America is the human realm. So that's just traditional, that wherever you live is like the human realm and the opposite hemisphere is the underworld. And the Greenland, the Deva realm. Then these are the other hungry ghosts of like Russia and Iceland. And Iceland's definitely shaped a lot like a hungry ghost. Yeah, here's Iceland. So it has kind of the big round part that most of these hungry ghosts have, like a big round belly that's like got ice on it and stuff, and then kind of a skinny neck and a head, and then long reddish hair, and then two, arms propping himself up, kind of like this hungry spirit. But I don't think that he is this hungry spirit or this one, but they're just shown for general comparison of the general similarities. So yeah, Afro-Eurasia, the human realm, and then America, the underworld. So, they virtually touch there in Bering Strait. And then this is the hungry spirit realm that I know of. And then this is the possible extension of it. Because, it's said to be between the world and the underworld. But, I mean, this is technically, you could say, between them as well, kind of between Asia and America, too. And right next to these ones. So this shows where King Enma is right there. And that's why this is called Enma's realm. And it's a weird thing because, like, the hellscapes start with depiction of King Emma, but there's no text. So in a way, it's not even clear if it is hell. Like it doesn't say anything about it really until like the next page. But he is considered the god of hell, and but somehow he's also the god of like the illusions, the limbo area. So yeah, it's confusing. Esoteric. But yeah, Japan is right there. Hop, skip, and a jump. And there's a little more of Japan. And again, this makes this face a little bigger and more contrasted. Yeah. This is the cherry blossoms or something like that. And the full moon or almost full moon. Here's Enma-O. I just call him Enma-O because Emma is like, a modern name for female. So it's like Enma, at least a little less confusing, even if it sounds a little like enema. So you can really see his like weird nostril there. This weird like visible diagonal out nostril. His teeth there. And yeah. So this one I flipped. This one is like anatomically correct because I flipped the head retrograde, up to down and left to right, the body retrograde left to right, and then the hat, I guess, prograde, you could say. But anyway, so they're all had to be cobbled together. But that's how they depict it. So, yeah. So it seems to be that, like, he has, see, it's hard to see this really, but like he has these shapes on his garment, like these little door shapes, kind of. So I think those are like these shapes here, these little twin peaks that are all around here. And then this inlet, I think, is this dark place between his hands. I think his hands are around here somehow. This other dark place is probably this inlet here, this bay or something, or lagoon. And then this, let's see, there's like a fringe or some grayish area. That would be, I guess, this. Then there's the checkered floor, like a Masonic temple. I think that's this area. And then another checkered floor thing, I think, is like where the 9 is. And then the 10 would be the water. And then, and then 5 seems to be the writing on his table. He has like paper and with writing on it. So I think this is the writing because it's a weird like topography that's shaped a lot like writing, or a bit like writing. Some sort of Asian writing. There's the Hell Nerd again. Ramsey Bay, Dent Point, Grub Gulch, Clark Bay. So it seems that he's holding this tablet full of writing. And I think this, these weird colors and shapes are the writing on there. So yeah, hard to make out all the details on him, but at least the hat and the glasses are somewhat visible, I think. There's Enma-O again. Enma-O, both his head like as it is here, and then flipped upside down to match how they did it. So yeah, it still kind of looks anthropomorphic a bit, even upside down, but then, or even right side up. And then, so yeah, the earring is like placed weirdly, it should be like down here, but it's kind of like way up here. But, his whole head is upside down, so I think that's fine. Yeah. And so this might be Anubis. Like this is Anubis, the Egyptian god. And then this bay, I think it's called Castle Bay in Alaska. This could be like the back leg, belly, and the front leg, and then the nose and ear of Anubis. This could also be an iteration of Anubis. He's associated with mummification, so this could be him like applying mummification wraps. Although his ears here kind of look more like Set, so I don't know. Maybe Seth does mummification too. Possible face on an island. This thing kind of looks like Totoro. Might be the basis for Totoro, because Totoro always has like weird critters bouncing on above his head or on his head or something. My neighbor Totoro. Yep. Here's this guy, retrograde. Here's Enma-O, Kupreanof Point, Bluff Point, Boulder Bay, Cub Point, Pacific Ocean, Fox Bay, Island Bay, Lagoon without a name, or Bay or a Lagoon or something, Alaskan Peninsula, Ivanov Bay. And so yeah, here's the writing on his paper there. And trying to find some of these other people. I think they're in the surrounding areas. Here he's flipped retrograde, and the saturation has increased a lot. So yeah, it seems like, so 1 is the square on his head, 2 is one prong, 3 is the other prong, 4 is his face, 5 is one corner of his throne. So I think his throne is also part of the same peninsula. So, and then there's like a little curly deal that sticks out of the throne. I think 6, this little curly doohickey. So I think that's this thing. And then 7 is the other corner of the throne, and 8 is the other curly doohickey on that side. Then 9 and 10 are these waterways there, bays or whatnot. This thing might be his pen. That's right there. And this is the head upside down or right side up, or however you want to say. And with this being its likely necklace, either this shallow area or maybe this darker area there, or both. So yeah, it's like all wide because I think that's his hair sticking out back. And got wild hair. So this is this other possible iteration of him. So if this is a very full iteration of him, it might not just have his face here, but this could be this represent this waterway, and then this could represent this other one. Or this could, I think there's actually another waterway here, so actually it would be more likely that, but they don't match as well as the other one. Weird islands. This was when I was thinking this was him and his throne. I mean, it could be an iteration. It definitely has weird curly Q things on each side, just like he does. But the similarities tend to end there. There's an island right nearby. Yeah, this was when I was thinking that this waterway was this thing. But now I'm pretty sure it's the smaller, thinner one. So yeah, this is these three possible iterations of Enma-O that are all in the same general area, especially these two. And this is inland a bit, and it's actually like, I think, an indentation type of topography. But it matches like the shape of the jaw, especially, and then these weird like cords that hang down and stuff. And the hat matches kind of. There's the body of this one. And this is Devil's Bay. So I think this is a demon. I think he's a demon with one horn and like a weird hair and stuff. Might be the one that's like looking into a magic mirror. Basically a TV set that's showing stuff. This, I think, is this demon that's part of the weighing scene. So this would be his nose, and then this would be his shoulder and arm. Or maybe this is his arm, probably, I guess. And this is like his hand. Yeah. So yeah, there's his head sticking that way, and then his arm, weird angle, comes down here probably. And then this guy here on top of this thing. And then the pole itself seems to somehow just be incorporated through this also. So I think this tip right here is probably considered to be the bottom of the pole. That's my guess. There's him again. And this is the possibility that this is actually his arm. Like this looks more normal because it's not bent so weirdly, but in some ways it's the other one seems more likely. I don't know. But this does look handish there. Handy. It's a handish shape. This is this guy's head and whatnot. I think this is like his horn is in there. And yeah, here's this guy's face. So yeah, I'm not totally sure about this, but it matches in many ways. Like even this line under here, there's kind of a line. This line right here matches that really well. The mouth matches pretty well, although I don't know about the big tooth, but it could be like it could be this. This could be the tip of like some big tooth. I don't know. And then the eye would be something in here or here-ish. But of course the freaking thing is covering the nose. So So yeah, this is this weighing scene. So 1 is this part, 2 is this, 3 is this guy. So yeah, this guy here, he's making this ghost like stare at this TV screen, and so he might be this guy in Devil's Bay, and then maybe the guy he's with is this little thing, or I don't really know. But if so, then I guess this would have to be the mirror, and there would have to be some image on there that they're watching on the screen. Yeah, and then 2, 3 is him, 4 is down here, 5 is this guy, 6. So this was when I was thinking that 6, that the tip of this thing was actually this. But now I suspect this is that demon upside down, and that this part is actually just this thing right there. I mean, it's awkward either way, really, but and I was thinking that this whole thing is somehow the thing on the top, but now I'm guessing the thing on the top is just this, something in here or in here. Some topographical shape. See, I took this photo diagonally, which is, I think, why the shape doesn't match as well as it should for that horn on his head. Like when you do it diagonally, it kind of bends some of the shapes oddly. This is some kind of face-looking shape somewhere. This is that one-horned demon, I think, probably. This is this one. And it's like, this is not even like the tip of his nose. That's like his other nostril somehow. And I think this is like one nostril. Something like that. His body, so he's like looking straight up. As opposed to in this, he's looking forward. Devil's Bay. I was thinking this thing was this tablet. This peninsula is really interesting. This could be the mirror or the screen, although it seems to be faced the wrong way for that guy, for the demon, unless the demon's retrograde. Like I was thinking that this guy was this and that this thing was this. But now I'm thinking it's, the other topography. There's Great Sitkin, the Snow-Peaked Mountain, Hungry Ghost, Hungry Spirit. This was when I thought this guy's face was this. And this is this, but I could have been wrong about this actually. So yeah, I might be going, some of this could be redundant. I can't remember exactly what I included in my last video or when my last video was. This kind of looks like a face with a horn on the top. Like the Iron Man giant, the Iron Giant guy. I don't know, something like that. And there's like upside down, like a person with a beard or something, or a reptile. Oh yeah, this looks like a person kind of with the nose and mouth and eye and chin or beard or something. Long neck. He has like big lips, kind of. Yeah, there's the lips. this waterway that kind of looks like birds or something. But yeah, I don't know if these things are actually part of any avatars. They were just anthropomorphic shapes I was recognizing. It's like this looks kind of like a lady with some big long titties sticking out. Maybe she's like a mermaid or something. That's like right here on the bottom of Unamak, the first and biggest Aleutian. And like this peninsula looks kind of like a totem pole, or here it looks kind of like a boat with people in it, like a canoe or a kayak with like people or animals in it. This looks like some kind of animal with the nose and eye and mouth, and a little Anubis Seth looking one, maybe a bird or something. All right, I guess I'll wrap it up. I'm gonna bring it back to the more recent ones and see if there's anything more to like go over again before I finish this video. I guess it's already an hour and 5 minutes, but I wanted to cover all these new discoveries. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, like, I was gonna say, like, his eyes, like, I have trouble seeing the details. Like, sometimes there's things that look like it's the eye, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't really know, like, like in these ones, it looks like it's possible that this eye could even be like way over here. That maybe that there really are two eyes visible somehow. Kind of like on the Göbekli Tepe North America avatar, like maybe this is the pupil of this eye, and then the other eye is whatever's in there. So kind of hard to know. There's the big ass tooth, and because there's some others where it looks like there's another thing that's the eye, but like, well, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's some where there's like a little kind of a circle in there, top of topography, but it's like if you zoom in or out at all, it disappears, and then if you tweak the color too much, it disappears. So I'm not totally sure if that's a real thing, because yeah, like here I don't exactly see it. But I'm guessing that this is like his cheekbone here, and that his nostril goes like all the way back. His nostril's like extra big. Yeah, that's like his cheekbone there. So, I mean, technically he's kind of like just God or whatever, because in the overall map of the universe, he's also like the big demon that's like, biting the whole universe or whatever. I mean, he's shown differently, kind of more zoomorphically in a way, but or at least in a lot of the depictions, but it's still Yama, or the same deity or some aspect of him. And he's also like an aspect of the Buddha, the Buddha Amitabha, who's the Buddha of knowledge, of light, and of the Western Pure Land, which is probably just another name for America besides the underworld. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll just leave it at that, but take care and yeah, peace.